Okay, so they told me I only had 15 minutes. Oh, there's a timer. That's good. I did not practice this. I have some notes. I'm better if I just talk. I'm going to pretend you are my phone in front of me and you're all on the other end of Facebook, because that's what I'm used to. My name is Tristan Pigelli. I have been a consultant for almost 14 years. I joined in April of 2011. And I'm talking about simplicity today, and I think this is absolutely perfect for me because over the last 14 years, my life has changed in so many different ways. I have worked Scentsy. Well, when I first started, I had a 1-year-old at home. I was just finishing my maternity leave. Discovered the product a week before I was meant to go back to my full-time job. Completely fell in love with it and figured, I'm just going to sign up so I can get more stuff. It very quickly turned into more. And when I was pregnant with my second daughter, I was able to actually decide not to go back to work Scentsy full-time from home. I hit director while I was on mat leave, actually, the second time. And so I've worked full-time jobs with my Scentsy business. I've worked from home full-time, solely Scentsy. I have run a home daycare. I did that for 7 years. I make custom cakes on the side. So I'm busy. I do a lot. And I've always been able to work my Scentsy business around everything else that I have going on in my life, whatever that might look like. So now, 14 years later, I have 3 daughters. We're in the teenager, preteen stage, which is a little scary.
So fun.
So my life has totally changed now. I'm not at home with little babies anymore. I'm out driving them around to sporting events and choir performances and all of that madness. So simplicity is really, really important for me because it's very important that I'm intentional with the time that I do have to spend on my Scentsy business. And keeping it simple is the best way that I can make the most of that time that I do have. The first thing I want to tell you guys to really remember, this is actually kind of making me nervous. I'm going to try not to look at the time. Oh my God. Okay. The biggest thing I want you guys to remember about keeping it simple is there are going to be a million ideas thrown at you, especially if you're brand new and you're like going through YouTube or watching training videos on the workstation. Every consultant does it differently. Every consultant finds what works for them best. Don't try to do everything and be everything because you're going to burn out really, really quick. Pick something that you see someone else doing or that you hear someone else suggesting that you can relate to or you can see yourself doing, and then just rock that one thing. That is the biggest thing for me is don't try and do everything, focus on what you're good at and keep it simple. So we're going to talk about finding new customers, and then loving them and keeping them coming back to you. The big thing for me, and it's been a big learning curve over the last few years, is to not focus too much on the sale. Is to focus on the people. And the sales will come naturally when you change your mindset and focus on people first. So I always like to tell my team, we're not in the sales business, we're in the people business. This is all about making friends and building new relationships with people. Conversations about sales, parties, the business opportunity are going to naturally come up when you're just being yourself and being authentic and talking to people about things that you enjoy talking about. So finding new people, I'm going to talk a lot about social media just because I feel like, especially in the last 3-4 years, that's been a really, really big sort of switch in my business, going from, well, when I started, we had Facebook, but there was no Facebook Live. There were no Reels or TikToks. I sound old. I actually would pick up the phone and call my customers and ask them if they wanted to host a party. So it's totally different in the way that I'm running my business right now. So first of all, in real life, it's important to always be talking to people that you run into in your day-to-day life. So like an example, go to the grocery store, don't go to the self-checkout line. Go to that cashier, she wants to talk to you. She doesn't like those self-checkouts either. Ask her how her day's going, maybe say yes to her deal of the day. How many people say no to the deal of the day at the grocery store? Right? That's a totally different lesson. I'm going to keep going. But just make conversation with people. So like, I'll chit chat with my neighbors when I'm walking to my car. I'll talk to the mailman, or my UPS guy's one of my best customers. His girlfriend loves Scentsy, and his truck smells awesome. Just talk to people that you run into in your day-to-day life. whatever that might look like for you, whether it's at work, whether it's standing in line with other parents to pick your kids up from school, sitting at a sporting event. Talk to the other parents around you. You don't have to talk about Scentsy. You don't have to tell people you sell Scentsy. Brand yourself. So wear a t-shirt, wear a baseball cap, have Scentsy on your bag, have Scentsy on your car. But when you're being genuine and meeting people and having conversations with people about things that you have in common, about your kids, about your pets, talk with people you meet at the dog park, whatever that might be, there's a very good chance they're going to ask you about Scentsy. But those conversations can just come up really naturally and organically without you having to feel like you are being a salesperson. If you are focused on the sale first and you're not thinking about the people, you're going to sound like a salesperson. That's just how you're going to come off. If you completely forget about that part of it and focus on just making a new friend, those sales can happen naturally as you go on with that relationship. And then keeping in touch with those people. So making conversation with strangers is something that I still find really hard to do, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just say hi. If there's a cute kid in line in front of me at Walmart, I'm gonna, oh my God, your daughter is adorable, how old is she, right? Like I'm just gonna have conversations with people. And when you're meeting new people, when you're out and about, it's really important to have some way to keep in touch with that person. Quite often, if someone notices I'm wearing something Scentsy or something, and they'll be like, "Oh, do you have a catalog? Do you have a business card?" I'll say no, even if I have one in my purse. I'll say, "I'm so sorry, I don't have anything on me, but what's your phone number? I'll text you my link real quick." That gets you their contact info, and I'm not going to hound them. I'm not going to send them links for the next week. I'm going to send them my link right then and there. Did you get it? Awesome. Let me know if you have any questions. I can check in with them in a couple of days and say, "Hey, it was so nice to meet you. Your daughter was adorable. Did you have a chance to look online? Do you have any questions? Let me know if you need anything." Having that way to keep in touch with that person is really, really important. I have also added people on Facebook. Are you on Facebook? I'll add you as a friend real quick. I don't have a catalog on me, but add me on Facebook and I can add you to my customer group, my VIP group. You'd be surprised how many people will whip out their phones and add you to Facebook group right then and there. So finding that way to keep in touch with them. Social media, meeting new people on social media is actually easier than you think. First of all, 7 minutes. First of all, just be yourself when you're on Facebook, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is you use. Share things that you're interested in. So for me, for example, I have a giant dog. We have a Cane Corso, and you would be surprised how many Cane Corso owners are like really crazy about their dogs. I also have a hairless cat. So I'm in Facebook groups for hairless cats, naked cats. I'm in Facebook groups for giant dogs. I'm also a little plant obsessed. I'm in a whole bunch of plant Facebook groups. Really, all I do is make friends in those groups, and I talk about the things that we're all interested in. I'm going to comment on things that people are sharing in my plant groups and ask them questions and ask for advice. People are going to add me as Facebook friends. Same thing and everything else. So focus on things that you already know and love and do in your day-to-day life, and meet people who have common interests. Your social media page should be a good mix of your Scentsy business and things that make you you. Because you don't want to just be a sales page. People aren't going to look, they're not going to scroll. If I'm sharing, oh my gosh, I killed this plant, you guys, any suggestions to save it, people are going to comment, right? Because those are the kinds of friends that I have on my page. And the more that I have interactions with those people about the things that we all have in common, we all enjoy, the more that the Scentsy things that I do share are going to come up on their news feeds while they're scrolling. So making connections, I'm talking Facebook specific because that's the one I mainly use, but this works for most social media apps. Making those connections with people about things that have nothing to do with Scentsy are going to be the most important thing to grow your Scentsy business in the end. Algorithms, I don't understand them, but the basis of it is the more that you have interactions with people, conversations on things that they are sharing or on things that you're sharing, the more that you have those interactions with people, the more that they're going to see you in your newsfeed. And something that I started doing last March, so I've almost been doing it for a year, and we had a challenge group for some of our team for this as well with a few other leaders, is we focused on doing 5 connections every single day on social media. So take advantage of that time that you're already sitting there scrolling on your phone, whether you're at work, whether you're sitting on a toilet, wherever the heck you are. Take advantage of that time, because we all do it. We're all on our phones, we're all scrolling at some point during the day. Go to the people who are not coming up when you scroll. Go to your friends list. Find those contacts that you're like, oh, I haven't seen them post anything in a while. Go to their profile and comment on something that they posted last. Obviously, if they haven't posted in like 2-3 years, they're probably not going to answer you. But make those connections with people. And again, it has nothing to do with Scentsy. But the more that you create those relationships with people, those connections with people, the more that they're going to see the things that you are sharing about your business. Also, when you are sharing about your business, don't sell when you're sharing things on social media. Instead of sharing a workstation image, our workstation images are wonderful, but show a real life photo. Show a video of yourself changing your wax in your warmer. That is huge. Show people how you change your wax. Say, hey, I'm wearing this today. It smells amazing in my kitchen. I'm completely obsessed with this. Or here's 2 warmers that are in the new catalog. I cannot decide which one belongs in my bedroom. Which one should I pick? Help me decide. I'm cleaning my kitchen today. Counter clean took all these nasty fingerprints off my stainless steel fridge. Kids are gross, right? So share how you're actually using the products. Don't post links. Don't post the prices. Don't say, I have an order going in this weekend. When you're doing things publicly on social media, I find it works a lot better if you leave all of that salesy language and stuff out of it. People are going to see it more, but that selling can actually happen in the private messages later. So the people who are commenting on it, like, oh, I think that warmer needs to go in your bedroom, or oh my gosh, how did you get your stainless steel fridge so clean? Like, what is this stuff? What is this magic? I'll private message them. And then I can describe a product, I can tell them how much it is, I can talk about the possibility of hosting a Facebook party, you can get it for free. All of that kind of stuff can happen in the private conversations. But your public social media is very important that you are sharing, not selling, and that you're making connections with more people. So I'm going to challenge you guys. I have 2.5 minutes left. I want to challenge you guys to try it for a month. Okay, not a week, not 2 weeks, but at least a month. Make 5 connections with people on your social media every single day while you're scrolling. Different people. Yeah. Different people. And try to go through your friends list and find people that you haven't seen on your social media in a while, like I said. And it doesn't have to be someone that you think might want to buy Scentsy. It can literally be anyone. Just make those connections, because you never know who is going to be interested in it in the long run. So 5 every day, try it for a month. Try it for a month and come back to me. I want to hear from you at the end of March how it went for you, because this has been completely mind-blowing and business-changing for me. Okay, so I talked about finding people, and I have a minute left. Once you have those people and they're ordering from you, it's very, very important to treat them the way that you would want to be treated. So I'm not going to text somebody and be like, hey girl. I don't say hey girl, that's not me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk to you like you're my best friend. I'm going to talk to you like I'm talking to my mom. Like, hey, there's a sale on this and I know you love it, I think you need it, right? And it depends on the person and the rapport that you have with them. And then keeping them is really just a matter of staying in touch. So follow-up systems are super, super important. You want to make sure that you are touching base with your customers every once in a while. And again, those follow-ups don't necessarily have to be Scentsy specific. I can literally just check in with someone and say, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while, how are the kids? And that starts a conversation. And if they know that I sell Scentsy, I want to be the Scentsy girl in their head. I want them to be out for coffee with some girlfriends and someone says, oh, I have no wax left, I need to go find a craft stick or something to buy some wax from. And I want them to be like, hey, I have a Scentsy girl for you, right? So it's about staying in touch, keeping those relationships going. And I feel like a lot of the time when I talk about this, I've had some people say, well, I don't want to be fake. I don't want to pretend to be the friend who's trying to sell them something. That is absolutely not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you to be authentic and to be you. Make friends with people that you relate to and connect with, and then just share about your life. And Scentsy is a part of my life, so that's just something I'm naturally going to talk about, and those sales are naturally going to come right along with it. Okay, 7 seconds. I'm almost done. The biggest thing I want you guys to remember is don't compare yourself to other people. Don't try and do everything that everybody else is doing. I've been there, I've tried that, I've burned out, it doesn't work. I used to make fancy samples and have all of the fancy little molds and different shapes for different holidays. Now I literally just chop a bar up into little pieces and stick them in little bags. My customers still love them. They still smell amazing, and I'm saving myself an hour every time I make samples. So just make it you, do what works for you. If you don't have time for the fluff, cut the fluff out and keep it ridiculously simple. Be yourself and make it yours, because in the end it is your business and you get to run it the way that you want to. So I hope you learned something.